Good morning, everyone. Blake Sloan here. Have a brand new show, tons of great information. I just want to give you our contact information. Any questions you have, any call-ins, anything you want to know, write this number down. Call us anytime. Go ahead and save it in your phone, 843-808-SOLD. You can also go to blakesloan.com. Company here is Sloan Realty Group. And we're here to serve right here every single week for almost 10 years now, and tons of great information. We have one goal today, and that's just to give you the great data, information, and insight into real estate here on the Grand Strand. So brand new show. We have the brand new market numbers in from last month, and they're very, very interesting. They're good overall in terms of sales being up again, which is great. They were down slightly last month from the previous month. Prices are up, which is awesome. And we'll talk about, we have seen a slight slowdown in new properties under contract. We'll talk about that. We've seen also a short spike in inventory. We've been at an inventory crisis. We're still in inventory crisis, but we're seeing that happen as well. We had big moves in interest rates. We just hit a new 5-month low, which is great. They spiked up big time. Now they're back down to a 5-month low, and that's really spurring a lot of refinances, also spurring some purchases for people that were on the fence. So great news out there overall. We'll also talk about how Myrtle Beach was one of the hottest areas in South Carolina in terms of price and also sales growth in the whole state, which is great. A new report came out recently. We'll talk about that and how we kind of stacked up, and also some amazing success stories. Our team's been absolutely crushing it, getting a system in place that creates almost like a virtual auction effect, drives prices up for our sellers, getting 15, 20, 30,000 extra dollars in their pocket based on the strategy that's being used. So very important there as well. We're also seeing a lot of mistakes in the market, right? The market pace is so fast and so much faster than normal. You're seeing a lot of people make mistakes in terms of how they're executing, and they're seeing how it costs their clients $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. I'm seeing that every single day. We'll talk about one or two horror stories that we saw this week just by really a tool of execution, and how some agents are not adjusting to what's happening. They're not setting their clients up for the right success. And so one last thing, we have time, the CFPB finalized a rule that would ban most foreclosures till 2021. That's something that's great news for someone. I did a news story about this recently, and we'll talk about that if we have enough time in today's show.
Thanks a lot, Blake. And for any new listeners, just to give you an update on just who Blake is, it's an amazing story. Industry leaders have dubbed him the real estate whiz kid. Been featured in Forbes, Wall Street Journal, NBC, Realty Magazine, and many other national publications. He has been personally endorsed by Sean Hannity and Dave Beck. One of those by itself is an accomplishment. All of them together is unprecedented. Last week, we learned a little bit about how you and your team work, and how a good portion of your success has come from the trademark system you have developed to help both buyers and sellers here in our market. Recap quickly for anyone new to the show what those are exactly, and a quick overview of how they work.
Yes, and that's one thing that I think that I mentioned before. I made a promise to myself a while back that we will cover that in every single show in some way, because I just see so many mistakes being made over and over. Even longtime listeners who've listened to the show for a long time make these massive mistakes, and then they will call us afterwards to fix it. And it comes down to someone gave me this great quote recently, or just great insight when they were actually listening to our show. And they said, it really seems that a lot of people may spend more time picking out the next vacuum cleaner more so than they do the actual agent they choose to sell their largest asset. And they spend more time, right, doing research on cars or what car dealership they're going to purchase or sell through, more so than the actual house they live in. And so important, because people make this huge mistake. And it's the biggest mistake I see over and over is they make the mistake of thinking that all real estate agents are the same. And it could not be further from the truth. Just like any doctor, any lawyer, right? If you're charged with a crime you did not commit, the absolute last person you want is a part-time attorney who's only tried 2 or 3 cases in the past year. But I see it over and over where they'll list with their friend who's a part-time agent who still works at Applebee's or just sold 3 houses last year for their largest asset and leave so much money on the table. And so here's the deal. The single most important variable that determines your failure or success as a home seller comes down to one thing only. And that thing is the agent you choose, period. That's it. Not your wall color, not the grass length, not your grass quality, right? It comes down to the agent you choose. And the reason that is, in selling a property, there's 118 different variables from A to Z. If each one's handled correctly, guess what that does? It puts money in your pocket, the property gets sold. If anything's handled incorrectly, right, AKA the ball gets dropped at any point, that costs you your hard-earned equity. And what's even worse right now in today's market, like what would happen before maybe 3 or 4 years ago, is your property wouldn't sell. Now, guess what happens? The property sells, but you don't realize that you left 40 grand on the table. And I see that literally 3 and 4 times a week. And so that's just something where you have to understand. And really the goal from this show is to help people understand really what's going on in the marketplace, but two, how to make good decisions in terms of how you pick your agents, what you do, and really kind of make awareness around what really happens out there day in and day out, because it's truly scary once you see it. Like one example we just had, what could those variables be? That could be anything from what's the marketing look like? What's the quality of the photos? We just had one this week. They called us after their property did not sell. They had listed with their friend. We looked up their friend. Their friend sold 3 houses in the last year. No big deal. We start looking at the photos. All the exteriors were the first 8 or 9 photos. They included the front picture of the neighborhood, all the things the buyers don't actually care about. They want to care what's the outside look like, then what's the best rooms on the inside look like right after that. And those weren't sold 9, 10. And the first few pictures were from a cell phone, looked like a dungeon inside in the living room. And what that does is buyers search by elimination. They don't understand the buyer psychology. It could also be things like, do they actually answer the phone when buyers call about your house, right? What's the speed that they respond to leads online? All these are variables that get dropped or handled correctly based on the agent, that all of which cost you your hard-earned equity. And so what I did, we developed a system that's proven and repeatable to create maximum leverage at every single point. We call that stacking the dominoes. So, for example, we create a gap at point 1, a gap at point 2, and you add that up over all 100 plus variables, it creates a massive competitive advantage for our clients. That system's called the Guaranteed Sold System. The only proven system is almost twice as fast and for up to 20% more money than traditional methods, and it works very, very, very well. On the flip side, guess what? 100 plus variables on the buy side. It's very difficult right now when you're buying a house because there's multiple offers, there's speed, response, all these things matter. And so we created our unfair advantage home buying system, gives you priority access to foreclosures, distress sales, desperate sellers, the absolute best negotiation and purchase price, also through the home inspection to get you to the closing table successfully. But one thing that, I've been trying to really wrap my head around how to explain what's happening in the current market, because this has been a big deal on this show for 8 or 9 years. We've been talking about this, but right now it's even more so than ever because of the intensity of the market. And I shared a little bit quickly last week about, a great analogy. And the analogy is that people say, why do I need you? Or why does it matter what agent I use? Because I can, everything's so hot right now, the house will sell, which is true, right? The house will sell and you can sell it. And so that's because everything's hot right now. Cars are hot, right? You're seeing a lot of cars sell above MSRP. Why is that? Because there's a shortage in everything, right? There's been a shortage in foam. Try to get my boat seats redone. There's a shortage in foam for that. But here's the deal, right? There's a difference between selling your house and selling your house for the most amount of money. And the best analogy I've been able to come up with has to do with really a classic Corvette, right? Let's say you have a classic Corvette, pristine condition, amazing, amazing car. You can take that car and you can put that car out on 501 right here at the Walmart parking lot. And guess what you can do? You can sell that car. You'll get it sold. But that does not mean you're selling that classic Corvette for the most amount of money. And so if you take that same classic Corvette and you put it into the Walmart parking lot, but you also put it in every Corvette enthusiast magazine in the country, every Corvette enthusiast website in the country, and you get massive exposure and eyeballs on that, guess what you do to the classic Corvette? You drive up demand for that Corvette and you put people in front of it that will pay a premium for that car. It's the same exact thing we do with your house, is to get more exposure for it, to drive up the price and find a buyer who will indeed pay a premium. What the bottom line is, most agents, all they do is they take your house and they put it into the Walmart parking lot. They put it in the MLS, right? They give you the 3 Ps. They promise the world to get the listing. 2, they put it into MLS. And 3, they pray that someone else brings a buyer. Meanwhile, they're down the street hunting down the next listing because they're trying to survive in the business. And so you owe it to yourself that your house deserves so much more than just being put in the Walmart parking lot and hoping that someone comes and buys. So if you want to know more how that works, want to know about our Guaranteed Sold System, you deserve it. Your family deserves it. Your friends deserve it. Have them reach out and call us 843-808-SOLD. How are we looking at? I talk way too fast, I know. My brain doesn't slow down, man. I know. I'll slow it down. Yeah.
property every single day of the year and is ranked among the top 100 agents in the entire U.S. by the Wall Street Journal. Now, working with Blake is risk-free. If you're not happy, Blake gives you the freedom to cancel your contract and pay nothing. So give Blake a call today at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Or just go online and see Blake's interview on NBC at blakesguarantee.com.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. To sell your home on time for the most money, a sharp agent with a marketing strategy that creates the most demand. Bottom line, you need a partner willing to put their own money on the line for you. In Myrtle Beach, I would hire Blake Sloan. His international market creates so much demand that your home doesn't sell at a price that you agree to, Blake will buy it. Partner with an agent I trust. Go online or phone and get your home sold.
Welcome back to the Blake Sloan Real Estate Show. Welcome back to the Blake Sloan Real Estate Show. Brand new information again. We got the brand new hot market numbers out. But one thing I forgot to mention earlier, just want to talk about with you guys, is they just came out with a brand new rankings, America's Best Real Estate Agents. And I forgot to mention, I'm super proud of my team. Just want to give a shout out to our team for this. It's by a company called Real Trends. Anyone that's listened to our show for a while, I've heard about that. They rank basically the top 1,000 agents, and they've really kind of spread that out as that's grown into these really 5 categories. Number 1 is individual agents. Number 2 is a small team, which is basically 3 or 4 people. A medium team, I guess, is 5 to 10. A large team, which is 10 to 20. And now they have this new thing called mega teams. Mega teams is like the biggest, largest type of team there is out there. And guess what happened? Blake Sloan team here at Myrtle Beach came in as the number 1 real estate team in Myrtle Beach once again, which is awesome. Even when they add this mega category, which I didn't even know they were adding. Some people have huge brokerages, like 100 plus people. We came in number 4 in the state. There's 2 in Charleston, one of which is my buddy. They have like 110 agents. We're at 22. And so we have 542 home sales last year. We're already almost to that this year. We're already at 400, and we're only halfway through the year as we've grown. And so big shout out to our team. It's in the top 1% of agents nationwide. And again, that goes to show you have all these people here who always promise that they're number 1, right? But number 1 in your little office of 12 people does not mean a lot. But if you're in the top 1% of over 1 million realtors worldwide, that just goes to show the intensity and the quality that our amazing team delivers year in, year out. So big shout out to our team. Very, very proud of everyone that works with us. Everyone knows that we hustle very hard. We continue to push hard. And big shout out to everyone on our team. We're very, very proud, both administratively, both on the sales side, inside sales, our VIP concierge, everyone we have. Big shout out to them. Coming in number 1 mega real estate team, or any team anywhere in the Myrtle Beach area, ranked nationwide, which is very, very cool. So really quick, anyone that missed last week's show, we talked about last month's numbers. This week we have the brand new numbers in from last month, which is June. They're always in arrears, right? They're real time. But looking at closed sales, they're actually up big time, up 38.5% for resale homes. The one thing to realize, though, is that last year, the numbers were a little bit skewed because we're just coming off lockdown. So if you kind of look at 2020, June was a huge month for everyone's 556. This year, we're at 770. Here's a crazy thing, though. March of this year, 768. April this year, 772. And then it dropped significantly last month, May, 684. Thankfully, we're back up this month at 770. I was a little worried there. We saw a significant decline of home sales, but great news for us over there. 38.5% increase overall. Into sales price, great news for sales price. It's up. Again, median sales price up 28.8%, which is awesome. We had a dip last month, which is very interesting. Went from 299 down to 289. Here's the cool part. We broke 315,000 for the first time in history here in Myrtle Beach for median home price. So new record set for values of homes. That's something that's amazing. Really, really powerful out there as well. The same thing we've seen in average sale price is massive increase, a 21.2% increase at $399,009. So we're almost to getting to breaking the $400,000 average sale price, which is wild just to kind of see and experience overall. So that's great news for us. Into supply, though, that's something that's been a big, big issue. We're in an inventory crisis right now. We're at 1.1 months of inventory. Anything 6 months on average is a healthy market. Anything less than 6 months is a seller's market. Right now, we are still in what they call a super seller's market, a 70.3% decrease in the amount of homes for sale compared to last year. And so that's just something to keep watching. The one thing that I do kind of want to just bring up is just the overall real-time data. Since COVID started, we really tracked what happened weekly in terms of new properties going under contract. When the lockdown happened, there were about the mid 300s, so 300 properties per week under contract. As soon as the lockdown was lifted, we jumped up to 500, 600, 700 per week, and we capped out about 800 to 900 properties per week that's been going under contract. For the last 2 months, it's been about the mid to high 700s. And ironically, for the past 2 weeks, it's been in the 500s and the 600s. And so that means we have a slight slowdown in terms of new properties going under contract. I do think we may see a slight decline in next month's numbers when they come out, just because it's a pattern we've seen across the board. We are seeing a spike in inventory as well. We've been averaging about 380 single-family properties in Horry County on any one day that's available as a resale property. Right now, we're at 471. And so in the last 7 days, we've had 601 properties go under contract. So just something to see there. We're seeing a spike in inventory, something that I think that may just show a little bit of softening. That had to do also when rates jumped up significantly. And really quick for anybody in condos, condo sales, right? Condo sales are up tremendously, which is awesome, up 50.8% with 807 condos sold, which is awesome. Average sale price up 25% for condos at 210. 331, and also median price up 21.1% at 172,500. Supply down, the lowest it's ever been for condos right now since we've been tracking this over 15 years of data we have here, down at 1.0 months. Right now, an 80.4% decrease in the amount of condos for sale. What we've seen is inventory for homes dropped down, then all of a sudden it became less affordable, so those people started moving and buying condos. Well, what you're seeing there is that inventory is also drying up in condos as well. If you're thinking about selling, right? If you know anyone, your friend, relative, aunt, uncle, if you like them, don't like them, have them take advantage of this summer market right now when inventory is still at an all-time low. Have them call us 843-808-SOLD. You always want to sell when demand is high and supply is low. And that's what you're seeing right now overall. And some great news that's really helping that out a lot right now is interest rates. Interest rates jumped up the past few weeks. They went from 3.19 up 3.25, then back down to 3.19. Great news is, as of this week, a 30-year fixed rate back down right now at 3.03%. Some well-qualified buyers are able to get financing under 3% in the high twos right now, which is awesome, awesome news. For us, it's almost like a shot in the arm of adrenaline for the marketplace. You're seeing a lot of refinances. You're also seeing people jump back in off the fence. If you've been thinking about refinancing, definitely take advantage of this dip because it's very, very, very helpful for everyone out there thinking about that. The number one mismanaged variable in the home buying process is interest rate. They focus so much on price, they don't look at interest rate, which costs them a lot of money over time. The loan, a 30-year FHA loan, 2.55%, a jumbo loan, 30-year fixed, 3.15%, and a 5-year adjust rate mortgage right now, all the way down to 2.58%. So if you want to know more about that, how that works, or you need some information on refinancing or finding a great mortgage person, reach out, call my office. We're here to help you anytime. 843-808-SOLD. That's what I was just checking. Awesome. Thank you. I was just looking that up. Thank you. I appreciate it. Can you keep one keyed up just in case? I might need one, yeah. Oh, hey, Rick, that hot buyers alert is for you. Can you?
I read the weekly buyer lead update.
Yeah.
I don't do the hot buyer alert. I just do the part where it says Dave, right?
Both.
All of it?
Yeah, just the top part.
Am I doing it coming out?
Yep.
Should I come out of this? Should I do it dry or do the music?
Either one.
That's why at Myrtle Beach, I can tell you that Blake Sloan of Sloan Realty Group markets your home on a whole different level. Now listen, Blake is so confident in his ability to sell your home quickly and for more money that he guarantees to
right, it's now time for the Hot Buyers Alert, and these are hot. Blake and his team are working with a ridiculous amount of home buyers who are looking for homes in the Myrtle Beach area from $150,000 to $3.5 million. If you are thinking of selling, please contact us immediately at 843-808-SOLD. That's 843-808-SOLD. Weekly buyer lead update. Blake showed me his current count of buyers who are signed up and actively searching for homes daily on his website. 62,461 active home buyers.
Yes, that's one thing that I think that blows everyone's mind and really important. This is share weekly because everyone asks this question, hey, why should we list with you versus anyone else? What makes you different than anyone else? And the bottom line is I've already been marketing for buyers before you ever pick up that phone to call me. Most agents, what they do is they wait till you talk to them, they put a sign in the yard, and they hope to start kind of getting buyers. Well, the advantage we have is a huge advantage in terms of business model. Our business model, like we mentioned, being a mega team, they kind of labeled us now, it allows us to outspend the average agent 100 to 1 from a marketing standpoint. And so we're outspending them on such a huge scale. It goes back to what I mentioned, the difference of putting your house in the Walmart parking lot, right? Or getting the right national, international exposure that you need. And that's what we do. I made a declaration on this show a little over a year ago when the lockdown happened. I was scared out of my mind. I said, here's the deal. I'm doubling down on marketing. I'm not pulling a penny out of marketing while everyone else I know in the business went running, right? We doubled down. You guys saw we added billboards. We doubled down online. And what it did was it differentiated us in a massive way and allowed us to grow and help our clients when everyone else was freaking out, not sure what to do, right? Or they weren't even working at all. And so that difference is 62,461 active buyers. And so we have an issue where we had so many buyers, we had these listings, we didn't really have a way to match them up. So what we did was developed a technology that'll take any new listing, aka your house, reverse engineer the most likely buyer for that property based on their previous search patterns, which we already have. We match it to them instantly. We have a sales team who calls them and says, hey, we got this brand new listing. It matches exactly what you're looking for. Do you want to take a look at it? They obviously do because it matches what they want. That's how we're able to get it sold. And that's how we sell your house faster and for more money. And so it has to do with economics of business. And since I got a couple extra minutes, I just want to kind of share that in that horror story we had earlier. I mentioned briefly, the agent sold 3 homes. Not a big deal, but ultimately, if you sold 3 homes in last year, there's hardly any money to pay rent with or eat food with, much less spend in marketing. And so our expenses are massive, over 6 figures a month. We have advertising all over the world that people see and come to our site looking to buy homes, and we match that up with your home. And so that's the difference of taking that classic Corvette and getting the international exposure to find buyers who will pay a premium. And that's exactly what we do. So right now, like he mentioned, like Rick said, we need inventory. We have tons of these buyers. Like right now on the site, real time, I have Denise, she's from Conway. I've got Abigail from Waxhaw, North Carolina. I got Janet from Charlottesville, Virginia. I got Rhonda from Lawrenceville, Georgia. I got Brian from Lancaster, PA, Cleveland, Ohio, Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. I got Cumberland, Maryland, Springfield, Massachusetts, Brooklyn, New York, Manhattan, New York, Bristol, Rhode Island. So the bottom line is we have buyers where the money's at, right? You notice a lot of people sell their homes up north. They're coming down here, and we're dialed into them and been dialed into them for many, many years. When I first got in the business at my old brokerage, my broker did not even have a computer. This is 2005 and 2006. And I was dialed into internet marketing. I was just, young kid, super pumped up about it. And they called me the internet kid. And they couldn't figure out what I was doing. And so what we were doing, though, is I had this aha. I was like, man, everybody with money seems to come down from New York that sees value in what we have. And there's obviously money here. I'm just saying people that saw a big value in our prices, because what was happening, they were selling $600,000 and $700,000, $800,000 houses up there, come down here, buy the same exact square footage in a house and have, right, half the price and half the taxes. And so that's what we started doing. And we've been doing that for over 10 years now. And so it helps us tremendously. So really quick, I want to get 2 success stories. Very, very proud of our team, been crushing it. Big shout out to Leslie and Tony. They owned a home in Conway. Recently decided they would like to be closer to the beach, aka Myrtle Beach. The largest concern, though, was managing the process of selling their current home and making sure they were not homeless in the process of trying to look for the new home. Thankfully, they recommended to us, my team, by an amazing radio listener, which is why we do the show, right? We came in, share with Leslie and Tony how exactly we help them get through that process seamlessly, create a custom plan. We launched our global marketing blitz, professional photos, virtual reality walkthrough. In the first 2 days, we had 4 offers for the home. They selected an offer of $15,000 above asking price, and were able to coordinate the closing date perfectly to the date they want. So now they can move on with confidence and maximum equity in their pocket. Last one here. Kathy, she owned a home in Conway, decided she wanted to build a new home, but if she was obviously stuck in that catch-22, do you buy first or sell first, right? She want to make sure that not only did she sell in a reasonable amount of time, her biggest goal was getting the most amount of money. She did a lot of research on us. She saw that we had over 650 Google 5-star reviews online. We came in, developed a custom plan, launched our global marketing blitz, professional photos, the virtual reality tour, received 5 offers, and she got an offer $10,000 above asking price. And we prearranged, negotiated the closing date to be exactly when she wanted to for her new home to close. And so if you want to be in that scenario, know that we have programs in place to help make sure we can guarantee your house to sell, or also we can negotiate for you to not be stuck in that catch-22 of having no home, right, or being stuck with 2 homes. And so if you want to know more about that, reach out. Call myself, call my team. We're always hustling all day, every day. 843-808-SOLD. You can also go to blakesloan.com. If you just Google Blake Sloan Real Estate, there is a famous hockey player named Blake Sloan. I've been kind of battling with him on Google, but ultimately just reach out. Blake Sloan is Sloan Realty Group. There is a different Sloan in North Carolina. That's not us. So make sure it's Sloan Realty Group. Also, we have about 2 minutes. Just want to talk about some of the horror stories we see. Like we just had someone call us. They listed with their friend. They had the person had sold 3 homes before. They trusted their largest asset with this person. Came to us. Had been on the market 60 plus days. Didn't sell. They were unhappy. They kind of, I guess, were listening to the show or recommended to us. We came in and did kind of analysis, and we were on the floor. Like I said, the first 8 or 9 photos, all exterior, all terrible, nothing inside. There was 0 marketing because the person couldn't do it. They came to us able to kind of get that corrected, add drone photography, quality professional photos, and we can do the same thing for you to get you the exposure you need. You deserve more than being stuck in the Walmart parking lot and having your largest asset marketed just like some old car that's beat up sitting in the Walmart parking lot. You deserve more than that. Out of time? We're out of time, right? All right, we'll see you guys next week. Any questions, call us 843-808-SOLD. That wasn't too bad for us winging it. Yeah.